Hi everyone, Nick Skillicorn from Improvides here, and we've got another amazing interview with my Dutch and Belgian colleagues here. Potentially the man with the coolest man in the world, with the coolest name in the world, Pascal Cools.
Thank you.
Now, you work at the Flanders District of Creativity.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just give us a bit of an insight into why a region actually has a district of creativity?
Yeah. So about 10 years ago, the Flemish government decided that they needed some kind of new initiative to renew the economy here. We lived through the whole technological revolution, and what we saw is that that is not enough to differentiate yourselves with the likes of China, India, and even the neighboring countries, really. So what they thought is that we need to have more creative ideas about how we innovate ourselves. So it's innovating innovation, so to speak. And that's why they thought they needed something like Flanders DC, District of Creativity, to show companies and convince companies to innovate in a different way.
And what sort of work do you do with these companies?
Yeah. So what you need to know is that we are not a service provider towards companies, right? So a company cannot hire us, but we work on, first of all, tool building based on studies that we do. Tool building, like, for example, how can I change my business model? How can I go about changing my marketing approach, etc. And what we then do is give inspiration sessions, workshops, trainings, and basically what we try to do is work with partners who have direct contacts with companies. Could be private partners like you, for example, or more public partners like chambers of commerce.
And is it just for this part of Belgium that you work on?
Well, in essence, yes. I mean, the main focus is, of course, Flanders, but we do have an international approach. We are the coordinators of the Districts of Creativity Network, which is really a global network. For example, Rio de Janeiro is in there, Shanghai is in there, and everything in between, right? And we exchange ideas, we exchange tools, insights, and so that we can use insights of Catalonia, for example, Barcelona, when we go to companies, etc.
So let's say there's a business or a small enterprise in Flanders who they don't really know how to go forwards.
Yes.
What sort of things would you be able to help them with?
So first of all, they can find inspirations and tools for free on our website.
We're
non-profit. We're non-for-profit. So we have a contract with the Flemish government, which is not enough to actually finance the whole operation, but we also have some kind of activities on the market, of course. But again, the small enterprise can go to our website. Everything is there for free. They can actually join workshops or seminars or training sessions. Or they can go to a consultant, but not our consultant, but a consultant that we have trained. Again, could be someone from government offices, or could be private offices. Yeah.
Now, one thing that you guys do quite often is the World Creativity Forum.
Yeah.
And there was one a couple of months ago.
Yeah, it was one a couple of months ago. Yeah.
So why don't you let us know what that sort of thing's about and why people come to it and what they get out of it?
So, like I said, we have this international network called Districts of Creativity Network. And the Creativity World Forum is actually the annual meeting of this network. Every year, the forum travels to another location. But every 3 years, it comes back to here to Flanders because it's the birthplace of the forum and the whole network. And what we want to do is to bring a lot of inspiring speakers and insights of various domains. We deliberately do not pick a theme, but of various domains. And basically, all the audience are entrepreneurs from the startup to the big multinational, or academics, or students, or government people. The underlying philosophy is always that we believe that innovation should be a combination of either new inspiring insights coming out of technology and science, with new inspiring insights of business innovation and new concepts coming out of creative industries. And what we really believe is if you can combine those three domains, then you're really making a difference. So that's the underlying philosophy of the forum. But within this broad philosophy, all themes, all areas, all domains are given and shown to the audience. And they need to discuss and think about it. We're not telling the audience, okay, now what? It's up to them, right, to do something with it.
So you've been working with medium companies, small companies, large companies for quite a few years now.
Yes.
What sort of things have you found are either really helping them generate more ideas or actually holding them back? What sort of frustrations might these companies be experiencing?
I think the first thing that people like us need to do is to convince them that this is serious business, right? At least in Belgium, but I must admit, all over Europe, lots of companies still believe that when you talk about creativity, it's fun, right? It's just fun.
It's a workshop for the afternoon.
Yes.
Everyone's happy, clappy.
Yeah. Last year we did a team building event. We canoed a wild river. This year we will do a brainstorm, right? I mean, that kind of, so that's the threshold that we first need to take. I mean, it's show them the money, basically, that this is serious business. And then we need to show them that there is a process around it. Because, and I know this is a cliche, I mean, you've heard it so many times. Lots of people think that this is about having the bright idea all of a sudden, and it's only for a couple of people who are able to do this, right?
Yeah.
So you need to show that, no, there is a process behind it. There's a method behind it. You can do this, right? Your people can do this, and you're not on your own as the owner of the business or the CEO. It does not have to come from you alone. Involve everybody, involve your clients, involve your vendors. Just basically use the whole value chain that you're a part of when generating new ideas. This is one of the things that we need to convince them about. And once we've done it, the last thing that I talked about is bringing the whole value chain together. Apparently, this is the biggest eye-opener to them. Because all of a sudden, they see solutions to problems they didn't even know they had.
Yeah.
Right? Because this vendor is saying this and this client is saying that, and then they can find new ideas. So I think that's very important, is to show them the process. Secondly, also is that showing them that generating ideas is great, but if you end there, it's useless.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot have innovation without creativity, but creativity without innovation is useless, right? I mean, you need to go the extra mile.
You need to get the value not just for yourself, but also to the customer.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise the customer is not going to give you any value back.
Of course. Again, I mean, creativity has to land somewhere. And in a business context, this means it has to generate revenue at the end of the day. And maybe not immediately, because that's also some of the things that are very frustrating to companies. That is very frustrating to companies. It's the time that it takes, right, to get to this successful new product launch or successful new way of doing stuff.
Yeah. You can get an idea very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But then it takes a while
to
actually do something with it.
Of course. And then you can work on it, and you can actually even bring it to market and then see it's the wrong idea. And then you've lost all that time. We always say it's not lost time. It's a new experience. It's a new insight. And now you can, and excuse me for the hyped word here now, but you can pivot a little bit. I do apologize. But I think it's very important that companies see this, that every failed process could lead into another process that might succeed.
So you mentioned that it's not just up to the CEO to be generating the ideas. It should be everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of companies seem to have this lack of clarity around how you get everyone involved. Mm. Some people, some of the experts out there are saying you should get people involved by just running a competition and forcing them to do it. Mm. Some experts are saying that give the best like idea €1,000 or a car or something like that, or some other companies think that just a sort of show of appreciation works best. What have you found?
Well, we actually did a study around this, and what we found is that in the idea generation phase, we think that rewarding physically or financially rewarding people is counterproductive, really. We really feel that giving recognition is the most important way to reward the idea generated. When you go further down the line of you have the idea and now we want to realize it, then you can talk about, okay, can we reward the person somehow? If that person has a role to play in the further stages of the whole journey of that idea. Because for us, innovation is just a combination of creativity plus entrepreneurship. And the creativity is important, but the entrepreneurship as well. But again, an idea as such is worth nothing. It's only when it's realized then it becomes important, really. And so, if people are showing a level of entrepreneurship, then for us it's quite obvious that you need to reward them somehow with a certain percentage of a stake in the spin-off or the new product line or whatever. But then I think, or we believe that it's important, but not in the early stage of idea generation.
Perfect. Right. Thank you so much. If people want to find out more about the sort of insights you have, or if there's any tools available, where can they do that?
FlandersDC.be. So our English version of the site is not as elaborate as the Dutch version, I must admit, but we do put the English insights that we have, studies or analysis that we made in English, it's on there.
Perfect.
Good.
Lovely having a chat. Cheers.